There are legends and stories wrapped into great songs, sung by bards for all to hear. These stories tell those of great warriors, evil tyrants, brave children, and cowardly kings. Thrones and treasures cause wars, gods and devils play bring destruction. The desires of a dark soul may bring annihilation, while the bright heart of a boy king will try and save it. Men and women of nations answer the call to arms, to fight for their country, their home, their families. Marching to the sound of a war drum, the billowing of a ship's sail, under the great radiant one, under chords thunders in the dead of night. The sound of rain hitting metal as a soldier readies his shield, as he stares into the orcish faces of the legion. The guttural war cries strike his heart with fear, but his young king saddles his warhorse and rallies the men. A half-elven arcanist prepares a ritual in case the unblemished get too close. Lord and Chief Theophi checks his coalition of half-bloods and those who wait across the meadows with means to end him. Matthias stares into the burning pit, containing a great scourge on the land. He with his princes of peace delve into the devil's head to put an end to the rebirth of evil. Micah, in his old age, stands strong in his armor as Hector, the tyrant, assaults the dark world. With his shadow soldiers slaying the tyrant and ending the shadows, light shines once again. I am here to tell you a story, one of love, triumph, justice, and tragedy. A story that will echo throughout eternity. Cross every sea, ride every cloud, from the Isles of Setonia to the great city of Stamrin. Heroes and villains, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters all play their part. As Bahamut sits on his throne in Elysia, and the evil one fights his way out of hell, a group of misfits find their way through the valleys, the meadows, the mountains, and seas. I am here to tell your story, by the fire in every tavern, the square in every town, or the stage in every city I come to. What's in those stories for me to tell is entirely up to you. Welcome to Manola.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Chaos. We are Chaotic Cast, a bunch of dudes that hang out playing some D&D in our homebrew world of Rebellion. We invite you to join us in the Chaos by subscribing to our channel on YouTube and following us on Instagram at chaoticcast.tv. We have some announcements to cover. First, we'd like to speak about our friends over at the Tell the Manticore podcast. It is a semi-actual play dark fantasy D&D podcast that tells a story of awesomeness. If you are looking for something to listen to while working out or driving to your next locale or taking a short rest in your local tavern, please check them out over at taleofthemanticore.podbean.com. Secondly, another friend we have made, if you want to call it that, in the D&D world is Critical Role. To the next end. Whose music now powers the chaos. If you're looking for awesome soundscape full of various options with several varieties of ambient selections, but yeah, definitely check it out. They encourage all streamers to use it. Just give them credit. You can find them on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere that you get your music from. The album should be available there to check out. Alright. Last, we'd like to show thanks and gratitude to Dwayne's World, our local game store that provides a ton of items and accessories you see and play at our table. Dwayne's World is our one-stop shop for all things tabletop, comic books, and various other awesome nerdy things. Check them out on Facebook. Dwayne's World. Thank you, Dwayne. Travis, tell them about Comic Con. Oh, wait. Hunter,
Mormon review. Christmas one shot. Ever. Oh no.
Maybe Christmas.
Yeah.
A year later. I feel like you all. Who wasn't here? I mean, it's an enjoyable little.
Yeah,
I'd like to
we've
see
not
it.
posted it yet.
I'd like to see it. I really would.
We'll figure that out. Alright.
Landon don't want to watch it, Anthony.
As always, major thanks to Wizards of the Coast
Love you, Landon.
and the creators of Dungeons and Dragons for bringing the greatest tabletop RPG game to life, in which all of us enjoy very much. Shout out to Matt Mercer and the cast of Critical Role, as well as Jason Azevedo and the cast of Realm Smith. For all their inspiration and support, we love you guys. Realm Smith's getting ready to start their new campaign. It's in a futuristic Western world.
Ooh,
Seems a little
some
interesting.
gunslinger.
Maybe.
Like-
Using 5e rules, so I don't know.
Using Matt Mercer's homebrew class for gunslinger.
With that being said, let us jump into the chaos. Last we left, the fated few.
On tap.
Navigating the college city of Norgel, our group has taken up with the city and its people. You all have ventured into the various quarters, shopping, searching, and investigating. While searching around in the vendor's quarter, Helios met a woman who was strange and has really sent him through a whirlwind, continually laughing in his head and leaving a body similar to his behind. This spiritual creature seems to have found a new home within the great Minotaur. Finally, meeting Newt's mentor of sorts, you all accepted a quest from him to retrieve a magical item from an abandoned manor. You all decided to go and investigate the manor, well, most of you except for Newt, who was on a bit of an educational path to perform some research, and found that the manor was strangely structured and uncared for. Was the result of Craeloth, Violet, and Cole's investigation. The overgrown lawns and ungated fence provided little detail on what this place was, or how you even were supposed to investigate it or get inside. Seemingly having very few answers, you all returned to Aldoni's tower just in time to remember that you had set up a dinner with one of the assembly members, Baden Keyray. After having dinner with him, you returned and decided to arrange the meeting with the Darren Dukes in the area as they had requested. Craeloth was picked to have the one-on-one conversation with one of the Dukes by the name of Bran. The two met in the Knight's Inn Tavern, and what started as an edgy conversation quickly turned into aggressive combat, where both sides made moves and ploys to destroy the other. A chase pursued as Bran crushed an enchanted rock, and ultimately the fated few lost Bran in the dark streets of the Shadow Bazaar. Frustratedly, you all are making your way back to Aldoni's tower in hopes of finding a rest. Craeloth will, since he's not here, after this occurred and you all kind of regrouped, Craeloth will tell you what happened, what was said. That way everybody's on the same page. That's what Travis wanted to do. So Craeloth fills you all in on the details of what was said and what happened and why he took the actions that he did and how it evolved. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway. After all, tomorrow is round one of the tournament. And I said Helios has the first match, but I think it's actually Craeloth has the first match. So, it is night time. I would say it's about 10:15 p.m.-ish. Let me turn it down just a little bit. And so you all are walking back through the streets of Norgel. I know it's just you two for now, but
Actually, I'm going back to the butcher shop. And I'll stay the night at the thing.
you just gonna tell them you're just gonna go.
I'm gonna say, hey, I got something to do, I'll be back, I'm gonna stay the night at the butcher shop. Not the butcher shop. The night's end. I ain't staying the night at the butcher shop, that's stupid.
Nothing. That's the tavern we were at.
Yes. So Hog is still in Tilvira's butcher shop, up in the rafters or whatever. Okay, and then now you know that the Knight's Inn is not close enough to look through Hog.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna, as I'm going back toward the night's end, I'm just gonna perch up behind the butcher shop.
Okay, do you all want to have a conversation before?
So you're gonna stay here?
I'm not trying to do some dangerous shit.
Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna go back down Aldoni's tower.
Okay. I'll meet you in the morning.
You have any way of communicating with us? Oh, I guess I'll give you one of the sending prisms just in case.
Okay, thank you.
Put it in your pocket. Okay.
That's what Worst comes to worst.
Did you ever retrieve it from Thrash? Didn't he have one of them?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Because you gave him one to watch Helios, but then Helios came with you, so we'll say you got it back. Alright. You...
If you're in a real sticky situation, just crush it.
Crush it.
Yeah.
What's that do?
It'll destroy everything.
Oh. Okay.
Probably even you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I've done been here.
The side effect tab of sending prisms is...
So don't drop it.
You can drive it, just don't destroy it. But if you do destroy it, don't have anything near you that you care for.
Right.
It's kind of like I'm taking you all with me. 10d10 radiant damage.
Good Lord.
It's a piece. Alright.
That's what, 55 average points of damage.
60.
I'd be gone.
60. Good heartbeat.
Yeah. Alright, so you, Craeloth, Cole, and I guess Helios.
Helios is on the boat.
Oh, okay, Helios on the boat. Couldn't remember where everybody was. You all start making your way back to Aldoni's tower, navigating through the streets. What is it, about 35-ish minute walk probably to get there. Big city, you know. It's not as bad foot traffic tonight, but in the Inventor's Quarter seems to be bumping pretty good, but it's also very Drow-based culture. So, as you exit the Inventor's Quarter, and just very few people out and about. Alright, Newt, you return to the Knight's Inn, and there's a ton of people
I
outside.
ain't going to Knight's Inn, I'm going to the butcher shop first.
Okay, so
I'm going, like, behind the butcher shop.
okay, so you go in, you go behind the butcher shop. What do you want to do back there?
What time is it?
I'd say 10:30.
Well, for about an hour, I'm going to work on that stone. And then, after an hour, I'm going to just look through hard.
Are you like trying to hide back there, or are you?
I mean, not really.
So you just plopping down back
Behind it. Because from the stories I've heard, Mary Myrtle comes to the front door, right?
Midnight.
Midnight Mary comes to
You
the
know
front
what
door.
time she come.
Yeah, midnight. Right, so that's what... So
Where's
Midnight
the
Mary?
map of Nordal? Is that it right there?
Yeah.
Travis's dice jail.
I think that's actually Mitchell's not still. Travis needed it.
So for about an hour, I'm just going to work on the stone. I don't think I can really hide and work on it.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm just going to pop through Hog's Eyes and wait and see. Just go back.
Okay.
So where is the butcher shop in relation?
It's not marked. So
I know it's not marked, but I'm assuming it's one of these buildings.
You see where the Knight's Inn is?
Mm-hmm.
So
there's two little buildings here.
yeah, it's like to be the one right beside of number 2, which is Gifts of the Deep.
So that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mitchell, you say behind, but
That's right.
so the butcher shop's kind of like in between 2 roads. So there's not really like a back spot. Like, so the roads, here's the building. You got roads on both sides, and there's a crossway. So 3 sides of the butcher shop is like open to roads, and then it's married up.
The opposite side of the front door.
There's not much area back there because it's like close up to. I mean, you could probably squeeze back there, I guess, if you wanted to. Okay. So you probably kind of get in that little corner area and sit down. Start working on your stone. All right. Violet.
I mean, people's in the streets and Midnight Mary comes through anyway.
That's character progression.
And she don't really attack nobody unless you screw around with her.
Seems to be, yeah.
But I ain't
That was the
I'm
story
by
that you
myself,
heard.
so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Violet and rest of party makes your way back to Aldoni's tower. You enter into the bottom mirror-like room, and
it'll be whatever the word is.
The fish?
yeah,
Come look, bring her some towel.
yeah, there you
I don't know.
go. Out of everything there is to remember, he remembers that.
It's a weird phrase.
But you all come in and you actually see Aldoni's awake. He's kind of in the library kind of area. He looks like he's puffing on a pipe of sorts, and he's like going through some book. He's like, "Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
How went your adventures?"
Well, Craeloth, do you care to explain?
So Craeloth, he kind of looks at Aldoni, a little beat up, a little worn, and he's
Probably a little singed.
a little singed, yeah.
That smells like burnt hair.
Yeah. I mean, that wet dog, burnt hair, like that's Craeloth for you. Anyway, I'm not going to try to impersonate Travis.
So, Craeloth was meeting with somebody, and the meeting didn't go very well.
Keo was telling me that there was another relic hunting group in the area, and they wanted to meet with you, I guess maybe to arrange a deal. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Dukes, the Darren Dukes.
Darn Dukes. Sounds familiar. Weird. He like shuts his book and he goes over to like a little bookshelf and he starts like strumming the spines. He's trying to find a specific one. Ah, here it is. And he takes out a kind of reddish. That's violent, wasn't it?
I thought you was having seizures.
He takes out like a
spell.
I'm for spell. Okay, sorry.
So let's turn to this for Aldoni's now.
The roll constitutional, right?
He takes out a book. It's kind of like red and purplish colors and designs on it. He takes it out. He's like, He opens it up. You can tell it's a pretty old book. And he's like, Violet, you may want to examine this. And it hands it in the front of it. It says the Dukes of Darren. I don't know what good that will do for you, but I remembered I'd read that name or something similar to it in the past.
Yeah.
So, I don't mean to pry, but did Newt die again?
Newt said he wanted to stay at the Knight's Inn.
Troublesome child, I don't know.
I think he's just trying to get some more recon for the retrieving this relic that you asked us to get.
Yeah. The relic. So, did you gather any more details about the type of magic this relic is, by chance?
Did what's his name tell us? Did he tell Craeloth?
Told him very little. I don't think he told him type of magic. I think he told him enough to just like,
Once the voice in my Craeloth's head.
yeah, kind of ended there.
Well then, no.
Let me make sure.
I feel like, did he tell us about what it did? I think he was more or less telling us about the house.
I know, yeah, he told, what's his name? Painter. No, not Painter. Ren. Told us just about the house.
Yeah, he didn't really say much about the actual item. Yeah, because Bryn hasn't actually seen it. Like, he kind of had some sort of clue or somebody was telling him about it, and whoever, for whatever reason, has asked him to retrieve it also. That's kind of about all that he said.
I think the only reason I remember the password is because the password has something to do with Tau, and I've been thinking about it all week. Like, why is the door locked Tau? Well, it's Aldoni's tower.
Comlink. Comlink.
Come on, bring it to town. Come on, Dalton, bring it to town.
No, we don't know any more about the magic of it.
No. I
We
mean,
know
it's
a
just
little
like-
bit more about the mansion, but not. We know a little bit more about the mansion, but not anything about the magic of the mirror.
Hopefully the mirror has some tie to... Have you had any extra
Draft here.
insight about otherworldly dimensions or pocket spaces?
No. The only information I think we found out is what you told us about the anchor.
Yeah. Speaking of which, one of my contacts has got a ping on this anchor, or this book. Apparently it's in the hands of a Triton, who's in the Isles of Setonia.
What did this try look like?
No, I don't have any details about the actual person's holding, but he is in the Isles of Setonia, and one of my contacts saw the book, tried to snag it, failed miserably, and I am waiting to hear more.
Is the Isles of Setonia where Lee was?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Make sure I've got my information
I mean, I know they're going to
straight. So Painter is the wolf, the black wolf that we talked about before.
Painter was the blue wolf that appeared when Bryn crushed the
Swore you said black.
blue. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Oh!
He was blue, and then he had like
Swords coming
arrows stuck in him, but his fur looked like a astral sea.
Was there also a diamond duke named Painter?
Yes, it was.
And Qual killed it.
Claimed. Hey! He claimed to have, yes. Made it back to Aldoni's tower. Newt stayed at the Knight's Inn, or near the butcher shop. You and Violet are kind of... Aldoni was sitting in his like library area, and he's kind of gathering information of your recent happenings. And he just asked, and I didn't want to answer for you, so Mitchell, we heard your car door. And so he said, does anyone have any knowledge or experience with extra-dimensional spaces or pocket areas? That was the question Aldoni asked.
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
I
I had this ring one time that I put Newt's soul in that was an extra dimensional space.
Oh. What? Where's said ring now?
We kind of had to destroy it to get his soul back.
You didn't destroy the ring
I mean,
because it housed Newt's body. This is incredible. Where'd you get the ring?
I found it.
Did it speak to you?
Newt did.
Newt did through the ring. To you,
Yes.
the wearer.
Yes.
Where's Newt?
I told you.
Newt, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, a voice enters your head. Newt! Newton! Newt!
Yes!
Return to my tower at once! At once! Messages.
You had like 12 more words.
Okay.
Half of the words was Newt.
Okay. This is incredible. What did he see while he was inside of the ring?
From what I understand, What little he told us since he's been in this new form of his, he had a window that he could look through at certain times of the day, and he could kind of control the space around.
Question. Did it have an eye on it?
Yeah.
What color was the eye?
Blue.
Mm.
Is that right?
Mm.
I'm not trying to lie to him.
The book contains an anchor, and the anchor is an eye. It's like a
Does it look like this?
Hearing.
And I pull that sword out, and had the dragon eye out of the bag of holding.
Do you touch it?
It's wrapped in a cloth.
Okay. He's like, oh, may I examine the sword?
Don't touch it.
Well, obviously. You see he has like some kind of weird gloves he puts on. Not trial.
Black.
What was those orange gloves?
Oh, yeah.
I forget the name.
I blocked that.
They were like the strongest of you. Anyway.
Yeah, you can hold steam hose with it.
Yeah, like 600 pound, 1,000 degree steam hose. Anyway, so he's like carefully slides on these massive orange bulky gloves and grabs it. He's like, I'm going to return this to my laboratory. I'll be right back. And he takes it upstairs.
Okay. How long are you gonna be gone?
Oh, just a few minutes.
I guess I'll start reading this book he gave me.
Okay. Are you wanting to like delicately read it, like take your time and just start from the beginning, or you just want to skim through it first? Like, what do you want to do?
I guess I'll just read the thing.
Okay.
Take my time.
Okay.
Go ahead and start, I guess, while he's gone.
Okay. So you do that. Craeloth, what do you want to do?
So we haven't rested since, right?
No, you and Violet just got back to Aldoni's tower and kind of walked in. It's probably like 11:30.
Okay.
Get back to you in just a second.
I mean, after the events of the day, I think I'm just gonna rest.
You do know in the back of your mind that you are the first fight in tomorrow's tournament.
Yeah, definitely gonna rest.
So, all right. So you just kind of go up to like the guest quarters where Aldoni's laid out for you guys to kind of stay, and you got your bed and stuff there. So. All right.
Well, I don't know if you need anything. I'm gonna rest.
Okay.
Come on.
So you're reading your book. He's going to rest, and back to Newt. So it's about 11:30. The streets in the Inventor's Quarter, especially where it's a very strong Drow community, you see the activity is a lot. Like, I mean, people are walking by, and not everyone notices you, but some kind of look and like nod in your direction. Some like little kids stop and they like look at you and stare, like, what is he doing? And they just keep staring. And they just go on.
Working on my style like a creepy little kid.
Alright, so after about an hour of reading, we'll say you knocked out like the first 3 chapters or so. Some of the things that you gather is the beginning of the organization. And one of the founding principles of the Dyron Dukes was to preserve the innocent. Speak for those who don't have voices. And one of probably the more disturbing pieces that kind of bother you a little bit is protect the less thans at all cost. And it kind of lists out a few things, and then it looks like somebody's taking notes in this book, and somebody out from that has put like kings must die, castles must fall, kind of stuff like that, like weird just small phrases. That was kind of like the chapter 1, like the founding principles. And then as you get into more chapter 2, it talks about how like the recruiting process works. And it is like a invitation to join it. It seems that they pick people that are alone or are considered what this book is trying to outlay like a less than. Someone who doesn't have a lot of family or seems to be in a impoverished state, people that aren't going to inherit, like a farm, a shop, or something. Very, like, I don't know, kind of like a Robin Hood-esque kind of thing, like where they just don't have that much stuff except for whatever is on their back. Seems they recruit those type of people, and they go through like a situation of, hey, go do this mission and see what happens. Go do this mission, see what happens. And then you read about a thing called the Wolf Run. And in the Wolf Run, there is basically each Duke member travels into whatever area has been deemed for them by their local duke. And basically they have to go find a dire wolf and tame it, more or less, is what happens. It's a very, sometimes it could seem like it's an impractical thing, like pointless almost, but it's just like part of their tradition of what they do. Because like if they took a more educated or like a more adventured person to go out there and tame a dire wolf, it's not as big of a deal as it would be for someone who's just starting out, younger kid or something. It'd be a little bit more of a challenge. So it's more of a traditional thing. And then the last chapter talks about jurisdictions, and it speaks on how there is areas of the Dyran Dukes that are claimed. So each area, which it doesn't come with a map or anything, but the way you would understand it by reading is there's borders drawn within the Dyran Dukes of like this is Duke whatever area, and then it butts up against another Duke's, and as far as you can tell, every area within Manola is covered by a Duke of some sort. The last part that stands out to you is within the Dyran Dukes, there is a couple, I would say more than a couple, probably few to several.
A handful.
Yeah, a handful. There we go. That's a word. A handful of groups of these dukes that relinquish their land to their successor. Mm-hmm. And when they do, they join into a pack. And this pack does more specialized missions for the organization. Putting two and two together, you would assume that Duke Bryn has relinquished his land and he's formed a pact with these other dukes. And that's probably this other group that you all are encountering. So, anyway, that's some good information about the Diamond Dukes so far. It's not so much specific as to the present time, but it seems like this book is giving you like an overview of their history and kind of how things are set up.
Okay.
All right, Newt. Craeloth, you get up there. Is there anything you want to do before sleep? In particular?
No, it's. I think Craeloth is just so messed up by the events and just knows he needs to sleep to just start again fresh tomorrow. He's going to quit the day.
Yeah. Okay. Jumping across the town to Newt.
I'm at home now.
You're gonna just like go into, so you kind of find a spot
All tied.
in the alleyway there, in between a couple of crates and excess whatever. Something strange behind this that you do know is there's like a small trail of animalistic body fluids. Probably just where the butcher's doing his work, and there's like a trail to where it kind of drains out a little bit of certainly. But you flash in the hog. Is there, after you read that book, Violet, is there anything else you want to do? Aldoni comes back down within like 15 minutes or so, and he sits back down.
I was just going to ask Aldoni if I could maybe borrow a couple of his books.
Oh, yeah, take whatever you need.
I want to look for a book on Corellin.
Okay. We'll roll an investigation check to see what you can find.
If you have one.
Yeah. He had, like, similar to, I should get my names right. Similar to Nikolai's library in his shop. It's kind of like the spinny thing you can kind of search through.
Guiding myself.
Okay.
It's good. 24. mean, he might not. But
You-
I'm just looking for one.
Now, you find a book on the pantheon of deities as a whole. It's not specific to Craeloth, but there is definitely a chapter or some notes or whatever that regard Craeloth in it.
Okay. It's about just deities in general?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to each deity kind of has his or her own chapter.
Okay, well, I'll take that.
Okay. All right. We'll say it takes you a few minutes to search and find all that.
I'm not going to read it yet, but...
So you zoom into Hog. From 11:30 to 12, nothing really happens. It's very calm. It looks to be an empty butcher shop. Like nothing out of the ordinary sticks out to you or anything like that. 12 to 12:30, same thing. Nothing really happens. So you're just kind of watching through Hog like, come on, something happened.
I'll stay there until about 2, if it...
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right, back to Violet. Is there anything you want to do since an hour's passed? You've got that book. I'm assuming you're reading into Craeloth a little bit, or are you gonna?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Before it goes to sleep.
Let's do a
Maybe
just
not reading.
intelligence check to see what you gather from, because this seems to be pretty old text, maybe not the most clear writing.
To guide myself.
Well, actually, something else, Hunter. What are you looking for?
I guess just like maybe like lineage.
Okay.
I didn't roll very well this time. It's only a 7.
Get out the other binder. With a 7. Oh man. The other binder. Oh, hold on. Which was supposed to stay in this one?
Like I already know a little bit, but I'm just trying to figure out more.
Yeah.
About the lore binder.
Lower binder.
you're wondering
They
games
put
like
title or
Skyrim.
something.
Games like Skyrim, if you find all the books of lore in the game and put it into one book, how big that freedom book would be?
Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot.
Well, half of the lore is told in just like stories, so there'd be a bunch of nonsense, and you'd have like 2 lines that would be actually pertaining to what you needed.
Two copies
My
of
page
the
is
the
good.
Argonian made.
Alright.
Have you ever heard that?
I feel like that.
You
It's like one of
find.
the most infamous ones.
Yeah. It's like when you play Dragon Age like 2 and Inquisition. What's his name wrote a book called Art in Hightown.
Very.
Yeah, very.
You find in here, even with the 7, I mean, the information is kind of obvious at the beginning. You find that Craeloth was born of chaos. That's all it says. Craeloth, born of chaos.
However.
Below it, Bahamut, born of chaos. And Muradin, born of chaos. That's the information there. And then a couple of other things you find is Craeloth created from himself. So like asexual, kind of like how Zeus and creates Athena, just makes her from
Part
himself.
of himself.
Yeah. And he makes Mastra, Soon, Malar, and Vecna.
And who?
Vecna.
Say those one more time. Soon.
Mastra, Soon, Malar, and Vecna. That's about all the info that you gather during this investigation.
You mean from Stranger Things?
Because that's where that originated from. Okay. That's it. I'm done doing
We'll
the
say
work
that.
for tonight.
First Blood Campaign 1, they copied Stranger Things Season 6. Whatever season.
Okay, Newt.
I don't we believe in all the days over there.
You do, man.
He shoots me them friggin' eyes.
Shot you one time.
Bunch of kids. Alright. Strangely new, in the 1 to 1:30 hour, something stirs within the butcher. You see, not the door open, but a creature enters within in like a spiritual form. Like semi-transparent, like you can see through this entity, but it's not like, you know, invisible or anything. Like you can see her well. And indeed, it seems to be the same style of Midnight Mary that Kiel Leventa was talking about.
He thinks to himself, midnight my
She comes in and she has her pack on her side that kind of has a square thing in it. And as she enters into the butcher shop, you see her go in through the butcher shop and then she goes into the back.
I'm gonna have Hog like try to like stay out of sight, but I mean he's a lizard. Who gives a shit about a lizard?
Okay, roll a stealth check for Hog.
Marge, sent you.
I don't have a stat block for Hog. This is still.
I'll have to look up a lizard, I don't know.
I haven't used him since the ship.
Alright, I'll look there for him.
Yeah, I'm not playing handbook.
Mine's always a
15 plus one there.
plus 0. Or a wizard. You can see if a frog's any better.
What about
Frizzard.
Ain't one of them. A frog has a +1.
I got 15.
Actually, a +3 to stealth.
Dang, frog, son.
How did a frog have that? But not lizard.
She rolled back. So, okay. She doesn't notice. And so Hog kind of gets back there to where she is. And she takes out of her pack, it's like this metallic, just rectangular container. And she pulls back like this little, some sort of lock or something. You see her undo, and pulls back the lid. And she dips the entire container like down in this. It looks literally like a blood catch pan. And she dips it down in there, scoops it out, pulls the lid back, fixes the lock back, pushes it back in her bag, and then she turns and begins to leave and exit.
I'm gonna follow her if you can. And I'm in eye closed, but I can still walk, right? So I'm gonna try to,
But you can't see.
You
like,
can't
hold on to the wall and make my way as I'm looking through Hog.
Okay.
Try to come around the same time so she can't notice me.
Okay. So,
You know what I mean? Kind of like.
yeah, it's going to be extremely hard, but yeah. Okay, so she returns back to her spiritual sort of form. You saw as she walked back in there, she kind of exited it, and she looked just like a normal person. Well, not a normal person. She looked like a person. And then as she's getting ready to go back to the door, she enters into like this sort of spiritual sort of state, and she just glides to the door, activates it back, and then she looks like a normal person just walking back, and she seems to be going back in the direction of the manor. So Hog gets to the door.
How far is the manor from where I'm at? Like the gate?
It's a good little walk. Like, wherever, it's in the Inventor's Quarter, but I'd say it's still like a 10, 15-minute
It's
walk.
from here to here.
But Hog gets back to the door and he can't get out.
You can't squeeze under?
No, the door is like,
Whatever, I'll just zip out a Hog and try to stay within distance of her. I just want to see what happens when she goes through the gate.
okay. Alright. Craeloth, you're snoozing. Violet,
Snoozing.
going to bed, snoozing. Okay.
I
So,
was going to ask one thing.
yeah.
You may have to rewind a little bit, but I don't know what Craeloth told everybody after the fight. Like, explained how we can't get in there without anybody's help. Like, it's impossible. So, we might as well, unless Aldoni's got some other ideas in mind, we're not getting in that place.
I
And
thought we
that's all
could
that
get
on there.
in. It was just, there'd be a bunch of monsters to fight.
What was it? Something like he had to hold. They had to hold the door.
Something about the door. It's like the house was alive.
Yeah. So if we
Yeah,
just
like
made a whole
closes
door,
in on itself.
we couldn't. And he said something about the gate too.
Cole has a movable rod.
Yeah.
doesn't
There wasn't a
I'm not there.
gate.
I'm not there.
They knew a weak point where they could cut it.
Yeah, so they knew weak point, but I don't know what it was, and then something about holding the door. And that's what Aldoni and Pilot and everybody called
Newt has a, or not Newt. Cole has an immovable rod we might use to keep the door open.
Good idea. Well, keep that in mind.
But yeah, I said that. Yes, whatever you want to say, Trav, say, because I just said Craeloth filled you guys in.
Timey wimey stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
so
I-
anything else?
I'm letting them know that basically without their help, we have to figure out something else. And then let Aldoni know that since Aldoni wanted this thing.
Okay, yeah, Aldoni is, when you told him that before you went to bed, you could see like his brain starting
Yeah.
trying to think.
Did you figure out anything about that sword, Aldoni?
Oh, no, I didn't I'll probably spend time tonight. I didn't want to be improper and
You
not.
just ran off with it.
Well, I wanted to go and put it in the magical items can be tracked unless they're in my laboratory. Had the installers put some lead in within the room. No locate object on Aldoni. Anyway.
I mean, it was in my bag. It was probably okay.
Yeah, bag of holding. Probably. But you know, it's in a good spot.
Extra-dimensional space, man. You know.
Huh. Maybe. Have you ever tried to get inside the bag of holding?
I haven't. I've heard stories that it's not a very good idea, though.
Yeah, but I mean, stories, legends.
How long can you hold your breath?
I mean, me, quite a while. I don't know about you, though. Maybe Newt. He's already
got a better
died.
constitution than a wizard.
I know he's stout, boy.
Constitution seconds.
What if,
for Stanford Wizard?
since Newt's so comfortable with dying, we can just put him in it and see what happens. It's just a joke. Was it funny, joke?
I mean,
You laughed.
was it?
Okay. All right.
Well, I
So-
laughed at everything. That was 6 pillars.
There's a 6 cents goes, son of a bitch.
So you are following this lady. You wind through the streets.
I'm gonna try to stay back, like just eye shot of her.
Okay. I'm not gonna make a real stealth chase since you're staying so far back, because you're not gonna pick up on anything except just like where she's going. So she winds through the streets, and you see some people like look at her and they kind of step out of her way. Most people don't pay her any attention. You know, she just walks through like normal. And then she winds back and she gets to the manor and she walks straight through. She seems to, as you all get towards that downhill slope that leads to where the manor's at, right before she gets to the gate, she kind of goes into that spiritual form again, passes through the gate, and then comes back. And you see her, she just walks straight in.
When she gets in the manor, she just goes to the front door.
She opens no doors or opens nothing. She just glides through.
Well, sleep.
So you go back, you go to sleep. You get there. Violet. Violet Amastacia.
What's the certain dude's last name? Because I've got wrote down Cali. And I know that's not it.
Melon Bend.
Certain?
Certain.
I mean, I don't have to.
I mean, it wasn't that. It was Towwacker for some reason.
As you finally find your rest, you all are in the same room, correct? Yeah, because it's just one guest room, but there's like, it's weird. There's a guest room and there's beds all in it, but there's like spaces to where there's room for you all to kind of sit and be like, you can be to yourself, like, you know, you're not like completely open, like there might be like
Like a bookcase.
yeah, bookcase situated a certain way, or just those divider walls that people have, they change clothes behind. I mean, it's kind of like that, you know.
Was ready for a light show.
It seems that there is something sinister occurring. In your dreams, you...
Good thing I stayed in the
I need you two to roll a... Or no.
Newt come back to.
He said you just come back and go to sleep? Or are you staying...
I thought it was going to 19.
I thought he was saying.
Oh, well, it's up to
I
you.
wanted to get as much sleep as possible.
You would lose 30 minutes going back to Aldoni's tower. Or you can
Oh,
stay.
is that it? Pretty good. I'll just go back out on this tower.
Okay. So you get there eventually. It's like 2 something in the morning.
So like 30 minutes.
Well, 1 to 1:30 she came in there. You followed her down there. It was 2, and then by the time you get back, I'd say about 2:30.
Okay.
He's like me some pastries at 24-hour deli.
It was a 24-hour deli. All right. Anyway, in your dream, it's the same dream that you dreamed last time. You're in the same field. The sky begins to tear. You see the darkness like ramping its way through, and then as you're going through, do you want to run towards or run away?
Towards.
All right, so you run towards, and it's just like these black shadow, like meteor things, like hit the ground. It's just like raining shadow, whatever, from the tear in the sky. And as you keep running, the back of your neck begins to hurt. What's your passive perception? Newt, yours too.
I need to ask Aldoni. I'm not asking Aldoni about this thing.
Mine's
yet.
15.
Just asking me
Yeah,
a lot.
last turn was against. Passive perception is 12.
You both wake and you see Violet tossing and turning. Something that catches your eye is you see a tiny stream of blood starting to run across her, somewhere from on her, off of the cot or bed that she's laying on.
Like dripping out of her, or like, what do you mean? How's it?
It's not
Like
like
trailing?
arterial.
Okay.
It's just like there's been a wound and it's running out.
I'll go wake Violet. Violet, are you okay?
Right before you wake,
Uh-oh.
as you're running in your dream, as you're running, and you're getting one of those shadow forms, shadow balls, whatever, lands in front of you. And you see this creature with dark black hair that's slicked back. He has tears in his cheeks and his jaws. His teeth are all razor sharp. He holds out his hands. He's got these long black fingernails, and he's wearing what seems to be an old sailor's coat. And he is, he's got on basically the entire sailor's attire of someone that would maybe some sort of captain of a ship, probably of like a renowned merchant company, or maybe he was doing covert missions of some sort for a king or something, just like a very extremely nice, well-dressed captain that seemingly has passed away and sat on the bottom of the ocean for a long time. Appears in front of you, and the face looks very familiar. The face is Borg's face. And he says, "You've been marked."
Was Borg the dude that killed me?
Is there anything you want to do in this moment before you wake to Craeloth shaking you?
What does it mean?
This entity says, "I am close. I will find you." It means someone wants you dead.
Says, take my mace out and just whack him with it.
And it's kind of like, like if I was to blow out fog and he just dissipates, shadows, and then next thing you know, Craeloth's like, "Ah, God, you hit me in the face!"
Are you okay? God, I think I'm bleeding now too. You're bleeding out your neck, Violet. Are you alright?
Is it bleeding?
Yeah, it's bloody.
Am I hurt?
As you hold out your hand, the blood forms a name. What languages do you speak?
6, but I can't even remember what they all are. Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Yep. It's the blood that pulls, that you wipe off the back of your hand, it pulls in your hand, it says Mother.
It means multiple things now, and I don't like it.
Like the blood, did we see the blood like kind of form itself?
Yes, it looked like it was alive. Like it just, as Violet like wiped their neck and she looks at her hand, it just like forms the letters.
Violet, what is that? Is that language?
I don't think you all can read it.
No.
What is it?
Abyssal.
Yeah, I definitely can.
Ooh, I just picked that up.
Violet, is that something?
The
Does
sailor
this mean
thing.
something to you?
Yeah. I mean, it means a lot of things. There's.
It looked something that I would say Violet would gather is this is the closest entity that you've seen since that night at Boss Day. This was very similar to what attacked that night.
I was going to ask if I recognize the way they look.
Mm-hmm. Probably the most similar that you've seen this far.
Is it like. So I have some of Borg's handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it similar?
Very.
Okay.
Roll a history check.
Oh, I think I know, but appreciate the doubt. Natural 20.
There was
26 or
there was a
something.
note a long time ago that you found,
Yeah.
and it had a certain.
He was writing Mother Good Trial.
No, before that. This was way back. You found a certain note.
Oh, about the cult of the undead?
Yeah, something just makes you want to re-examine.
You gotta hear something?
I remember the last thing I said from Wolverine was something about Mother. He goes, "You're stupid." Then he killed me. I come walking in them steps like a badass who died.
So Violet, she doesn't say a whole lot when you wake her. She digs through her page and she's just like looking, and she finally finds what she's looking for, and she goes,
Yeah, I mean, that's normal behavior, so I at least know that she's okay.
yeah. Like, oh, okay.
If she wasn't doing this and wasn't talking, I'd be a little worried.
I just know there's some creepy shit going on, so I go into another room and just say something to Craeloth again.
Okay. What do you say?
And be like, I don't even know if I believe in you gods or if you're even worth believing in. But if there's something going on, I need to know.
After you like send up the small irregular prayer, there's no response. You wait 10 minutes or so. Nothing.
Figured.
Alright.
Looking at this note. Do I have any epiphanies?
No, you tell me. You got the note.
I mean, there's nothing. I looked at this thing last time.
Yeah. It's one of those like, there's things there, but I'm not going to point out. This is part of.
Get a highlighter.
I want you to just see what you come up with.
Who's got some lemon juice?
Put heat on it.
There's a map on the back of the note.
Oh, just like, we're going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
They're making a third one.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Dude!
Yeah, I saw it was on it's going to be made by Disney. It was like on
Isn't this like the 4th one?
or fourth. Wait, they're making a new one.
Is it like the same people? Like Nick Cage?
Yeah, I think they're recasting Nick Cage, the
Oh,
blonde-headed
yeah.
girl, the old man.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm surprised old man ain't died
Hey, that's Angelina Jolie's
They
father.
said
That's
all
why
of the
she's not
original
John Wick.
cast. So.
That whole generation has no same last names.
No.
All right. You resume your night's rest. How late does Violet want to stay up looking, or is she just going to like read it and think about it?
I'm gonna read it and think about it.
All right. So you all receive your long rest. You do acquire a long rest, or receive a long rest.
And we leveled up 2 times.
And the next morning, Aldoni comes into the guest quarters, and it looks like he's been up all night.
Can you give us like a description of Aldoni again? Like his lineage and
Aldoni is Elven.
Elven. That's right.
He wears like a blue style.
I imagine he's got one of them big old puffy hats, like the kings from Aladdin wear. He's just got like stars and moons all over.
He actually wears. Well, I mean,
It looks like Dumbledore from the first Harry Potter movie.
Kind of, but like the hat's real round.
In my mind, it was like Mickey Mouse and Anastasia or Fantasia or whatever it is.
A little bit.
Well, I'm gonna blow your mind. Aldoni, he wears this like blue kind of style under tunic stuff, you know. And then across like his midsection, he has what looks like a spell component wrap. It'd be like if you stacked 6 or 7 belts on top of each other, and it has all these little minuscule pockets all over it. And then in the middle, it's got like this metal buckle, of course, that holds it together. And then he wears like a white kind of cape of sorts, and it buckles at the front. There's a sapphire gem in the center that kind of fixates on, and then there's like the tassel, or not the tassel, the what do you call like the? It's not a skirt, but it's like the
Sash.
Yeah, like a sash that hangs down on
a cummerbund.
Yeah, kind of. And so you got the center piece that comes around, and then the ones that wrap around the back. And then he actually wears a white bandana, tied up, slicked back with his hair, and you can see he has very fine white hair. It sticks out. Completely hairless on the face. Seems to be a very strong elven lineage. Just by the sharpness of his features, the longness of his ears, all of those. You know, he hasn't. The bloodline has been extremely elven throughout the centuries. Which he's pretty old too, so he's lived a long time. He's lived centuries himself.
We're about to have a raid boss.
No, I forgot to turn repeat back on. But he has painted his fingernails different colors. Probably unsure about why or why he wants to do that. But anyway, for whatever reason. And then he, of course, is adorned in all kinds of jewelry. I mean, he's got necklaces, he's got like a headpiece, bracelets, earrings, nose septum, I mean, lip pierce. He's got all of the piercings. And you can see he's got tattoos too that peek out from underneath the garb.
Oh no, he's a little bit goth.
He's what?
He's a little gothic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Where's Oberlin?
Wolfthorn Valley.
That doesn't tell me anything.
To the right.
Doberman.
Oberlin.
Aldoni, did you get any sleep?
Very little. This is sword of yours.
Yeah.
I want to touch it.
The cursed sword from the.
Who told you that it's cursed?
It just gave off an evil vibe.
How most magical items do.
I mean, I have magical items that don't give off that kind of vibe.
Oh.
I think we all just kind of assume
It's cursed.
You grabbed it.
I know it's cursed.
Why do you know?
You
Why?
grabbed it. and
'Cause
I
it
wasn't-
cursed
I couldn't
Craeloth,
see it.
and
I
You
had to
grabbed it,
remove
you
the
went
curse.
for it, and you
What'd it do to
zipped
him?
out of it.
It cursed it.
But not all curses are very bad. I mean, some curses are okay,
Well,
depending
I
on the
didn't-
benefits that you get to reap.
I didn't like that curse.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to touch it, you're going to be cursed. You're more than welcome to. I don't care.
No, I think I mean, if the holy person says it's cursed,
I would.
kind of have to take that into account.
Okay.
What you want?
What do I want with what?
You hollered at me in the middle of the night.
You were in an extra dimensional space in a ring, and you did not tell me.
You didn't ask.
Why didn't you tell me? I should have to ask. That's important information.
Can I borrow y'all's pencils?
Why
Because I
were
need. Oh.
you in the ring?
Good as that.
So, when you were within this extra dimensional space, what could you do?
Everything I wanted. Anything I wanted. If I thought it, it was there. But there was gift symbols all over the ceiling. And I don't know if it's because it was in my mind.
Oh! Yeah.
Yes. gift. They got a lot going on here.
Tao mentioned gift.
Well, Tao was a prisoner before me. And there was gifts
Yeah.
all over the wall.
Yeah, I didn't know Tao was a prisoner before you.
You did?
Yes.
It didn't work.
I put him there.
You put him there.
I like you put Newt there.
Kind of.
You put me there.
I didn't put you in the prison. I got you out of the prison. I put you in Maple Dock. I got Tao put in the prison.
Why? I thought you were friends.
Friends is complicated, and I don't like to use that word very often.
Is this not his tower?
Retweet Ashton Graymore. Huh?
Is this not his tower?
I won't pay him.
Well, this is my tower.
The
But-
password's Tao.
Yeah, I mean, he set up the whole fish entry thing.
What did he do for you to put him in prison?
He made a deal.
Why did you tell us this? This is important information.
And he made a deal with
Got him there.
another that I don't like. And to punish him, I made the people think he was evil. And so I put him in prison.
How long was he in prison?
I don't know. Wow.
Oh, well, he's got it out for you.
Where is he now?
No, we're friends now. I mean, that's long in the past.
Does Craeloth
That's
know where he
been
is?
hundreds of years ago. Huh?
Does Craeloth know where he is?
Hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
He's that old?
Tao?
Yeah.
Very. Older than I. Or, close to the
Tao
same
not a
age.
bugbear?
He's a wizard. I mean, they can do weird magical stuff.
He's not a bugbear, Craeloth. He's been fooling you. He's an elf.
Why does he appear to me as a bugbear before?
Probably trusts you. You would trust him more, maybe. I don't know.
So he's not the bougie bugbear.
Oh no, that's definitely probably his alias. He was proud of that one when he was testing it out, and that's why he wanted the person to paint his portrait of the bougie bugbear, as you call it.
I'm a little stunned.
But he is currently in your homeland trying to advise Humrith in the army.
I hope he's in his bougie bugbear costume.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wow, this is interesting. What's his reasoning then? He's not a bugbear. He can't stand to gain from helping us.
I don't know. He's very weird in his ways.
You can say that again.
You know, Tao himself spent time in the void plane, if you will. It's one of the reasons why I've kind of wanted to keep my space, but keep him close all at the same time.
Riley just picks up her map. So you're using it. And I go back to my map.
To an extent. But yes, he's an elf of nature, just like myself. I thought that he probably would have told you that, Craeloth. So tell him you didn't. Find out for me, if you will, please.
Still haven't got to see him in person yet.
He he tore off to the Giant's Trust, I guess, probably months ago, maybe almost a year, 8 months, maybe 9 months. So he had to go advise Humrith and some of the other warlords there.
When's the last time you talked to him?
Since that day, I haven't spoken since.
I don't know if he's still in good shape. What's happened since then?
Who?
Tao. You went to advise Humrith.
Hold on a second. You see, he sits out like a little orb of sorts, and it seems like that's his focus. And then he casts a spell. He's casting Scry. Let's see. Guess he got towels.
So how do you feel about the Dire Dukes?
Well, like him.
Okay, glad we're on the same page. Do you need any convincing?
I don't know nothing about nothing.
I want Duke Bryn dead.
Okay. You remember this note I found a really, really, really long time ago when we were in Fallsfield?
Absolutely not. But I'll read it.
Aldoni says Tao has he's got I can't get in to see where he's at.
Does that mean he's actually blocking you, or does that mean he's
And
not?
he could be blocking me. He
Wow.
could not be there.
Could you just send him a message?
So I can send a message from me to you. I have to use a item to send a message.
You don't know the message?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know this message, but I don't know the cleric version of sending. I have an item that lets me send one message a day.
Only I'd seen him. I don't know what he looks like. I can send him a
You
message.
could go look at his door. You got a portrait.
Would I know if that would be enough for me able to send a...
Did we
That's
ever-
not really
Certainly try.
him, though.
Did we ever go in the
Certainly
house?
try. Door was locked.
Can you open?
I
Sure, man.
mean, I could try, but most of the time you don't go knocking on wizards' doors that are locked.
If he's inside. Do you got a key?
Let's go try.
Yeah.
We'll have a key.
I'm just gonna peek at his picture.
Yeah, I mean, it is exactly how Craeloth has always described
I
it.
think, was that a message, the thing that he sent?
Yeah, that was the.
Was that was there like a hologram on with that?
And
So I have seen
he was
it.
green. It was
Yeah.
all one color. But yeah.
I'm walking over here, my only hope comes
Yeah. So you walk up to
So
the
I'm gonna
door.
describe-
So it explodes.
I'm gonna say about my vision.
Your vision of.
That I don't know if it is, but I'm assuming it was Tao in prison writing against him as well.
Aldoni kind of looked at you in confirmation, like, probably. Huh.
And I was telling him what
They
he
were
said.
still there after all those years. Strange. Anyway, he acts like it's a piece of information that needs to be stored, but he doesn't know what to do with it. Kind of is kind of what
What
he
was
does.
the thing I kept saying? Damn him or something?
Mm-hmm.
Am I assuming him talking about Aldoni?
Possibly. So you get to the door. Aldoni's just kind of inspecting it. He's like, I just have a bad feeling about this.
Before he does that, I'm going to just freaking spend a 3rd level spell. And
We can wait till later if you'd like.
Well, but if we're going to try and get in his room, why don't we just see if he's alive first?
Good point.
And if he's alive, we don't have to get in his room.
I want
And
in
if
the
he's
room.
dead,
anyway.
what's he going to do if we go in his room?
I want in his room regardless if he's alive or dead.
I'm going to send him a message.
Okay.
Hello,
Roll
Mitch.
percentile dice. I mean, you got a lot of good. I mean, you've seen his holographic thing. You've seen the door. Let's just see how well it goes.
That's got nothing but I don't know what knock spell.
Okay.
Knock.
This is white one's the 10's place, and this one's the 1's place. 72.
Okay. They didn't prepare it. I also haven't slept.
There you go.
Hey.
No.
I just want to hear what you say.
Hello. This is
Nah. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do it to you.
this is Violet Amastacia. I'm here with Craeloth. We want to know if you're still alive.
Also, can we go in your room?
Also, how do we get in your room?
Okay, so they-
At Aldoni's tower.
Fairly quick response. Yes. And no. You cannot go in my room. Bye.
He's alive. He said we can't go in his room.
So we have to go in.
I mean, if you want to, go ahead.
I
I'm not
mean-
stopping you.
I still feel like it's the most important thing ever now.
I just feel like the gift shit is in his room. I need to know it.
I don't know if we can. If it's got some magic stuff going on, is there can you identify any magic? I mean, surely you've detected magic.
Oh, I guarantee this door is magically trapped.
If you give me 10 minutes, I can check. I'm not wasting another spell slot.
How much?
I don't have much left to waste, boys. And girl, I have spent a lot of time on that sword last night, and I've used a lot of different magics, so they're pretty depth.
So I mean, did you get any info about what the sword does? Like,
To an extent, it summoned a lesser demon I had to battle. Did you hear it?
You battle in the middle of the night.
It was an adventure. I mean, it's not unheard
my
of.
own demon.
It's
What you hollering?
well, I can handle that low
this
level
motherfucker's
stuff.
Gandalf and Moria right now.
I mean, You all needed your rest. I can handle it.
Bye, you fools.
The laboratory's a bit of a mess. I had to clean that. Anyway.
Don't you have that big old golem in there? Can he just help you?
Yeah, but see that he sometimes gets a little ornery and doesn't always listen the way he's supposed to. So, yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If I, and this is Aldoni, not Dean. If I go into the astral plane and try to go through the door, do you think it would hurt me?
Huh. I don't know. How would you be able to anchor on the other side?
It's part of a spell.
I mean, I think probably shouldn't be able to. I don't know what he has on the other side of the room.
How high up is
You
this?
can go into your astral plane.
Sorry, ethereal plane.
You could certainly try.
What's the difference in astral and ethereal?
Astral is a different plane of existence.
What's ethereal?
It's kind of like the space in between planes.
Hold your breath.
Hunter said, well, I probably doesn't know that. I don't know, I was kind of studied.
Yeah, Craeloth doesn't know that.
So there's a door here. Is there walls beside the door?
Yeah.
Like
It's a
in the
room.
rooms beside it, so it's like a square and like. Okay, so I'm not going aiming for the
Seems
door.
The only thing I would say that looks strange is something that you all have noticed entirely that you've been here is the rooms are a
The
lot.
dimensions don't match the outside of the tower.
The rooms are a lot bigger than they should be.
This might be a bad thing. Just pop out on that. Oh, never mind. I can't do this anyway. I have to see. Forget that.
What floor of the tower is the room that's been on?
Good question,
You
Trav.
can't move.
Let me look and see. I can't remember.
Or
Five
save you the
feet.
trouble, when we're on the outside of the tower,
Maybe,
are there
if you roll
windows
the
in any of the rooms, or is it all just like stone?
No, there's
a
windows.
roll to go to. You don't have to roll.
If you remember, the outside of the tower is like a mirrored life look. Like you can't see in, but you can see out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we really trying to get in this place?
But I can see it.
What's do I have sense of time of when this fight's supposed to be like?
Yeah, and Aldoni's like, it's a stadium day!
Yeah.
Fights start in an hour.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to get hurt doing this, but I would like to get in this room, but we can revisit this.
Okay.
I assure you, the room's going nowhere. Maybe Tal will come back.
I guess we can.
So we're going to the stadium?
Yeah. I guess we better head that way. I'm gonna go. It's up to you all.
Okay, I'll go with you. As we're going, I'm going to point this like, so this is a,
Yeah, about the letter.
yeah, the cult trying to summon the god of death. Right? Is that what you read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all those places that were attacked by the undead, right?
Yeah. And I have it marked here on my map.
Oh.
Who's the god of death?
By did you make those minis? Those are very cute.
These are thumbtacks. I have reason to believe that whoever is the people that wrote this note is the Dire Dukes. Then I have an underlined passage for the justice of those long ignored will no longer be. And then I pull out the book that Aldoni gave me, and I read about this last night while you were asleep. And the Dukes talk about protect the less thans, kings must die, castles must fall.
Shit.
Sounds pretty similar, right?
Yeah.
You connecting these dots like I am?
I'm seeing it.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
I love Travis's one-liners. God almighty. So good. I'm seeing it.
I mean, this is just more evidence that we need to stop them.
Right.
So they orchestrated the attack on Boston. Or behind it.
I believe so.
Think they're going for north?
That's a big city. I don't know. Boston wasn't as big as Norfolk comparatively, was it?
I don't know.
Boston's extremely small.
Yeah. So
It was like a newer city. Remember?
Boston.
It was trying to become like, it was basically like a new settlement.
Yeah, because we were putting up a new temple there, or church, whatever you want to call it. So, along with the attacks listed, Boste and Bilgewald were both attacked. Maple Dog wasn't attacked by undead.
Maple Dock's a big city. Maybe they're attacking small spots.
Bilgewald's pretty good size though. Do I know about the size of these other towns?
You can roll a history check to see.
Sigbora, Varlin.
Anyone can roll a history check if you want to try to help.
23.
21.
Yeah, I'd say between you two discussing and bouncing ideas back and forth, Sigbora, smaller place. Doberland, smaller place.
Put on my leg about right.
But something that both of you think about is you're not sure if it was undead there or not. You just know that there was attacks.
Do you think that they're some?
Or
You said Doberlin.
you
and
assume that
Sigbora.
there's been attacks.
What about Varlin's, Isladnia, or Fakurdi? I would know about Isladnia.
Islandi is massive.
Yeah.
It's capital.
Fakurdi,
Was this a
or
lot of
Varlin's.
Varlin's is about, it's a median, it's like Maple Dock kind of for the dwarves. Fakardi is smaller.
Was this on the attack?
I mean, I've not heard anything, but I know, according to this note, it sounds like they have been.
Or gonna be.
Or gonna be, but it says are only the beginning. It makes me think it's already happened.
It's time.
I don't know how old the note is.
By the way, Aldoni,
So I found that's a hole in the ground, a magical hole in the ground.
time flows differently in the extra dimensional room.
Time is
Just
a
so you
weird
know.
soup.
Whoa.
I was in there for, what I say, it was like 6 months? It was like 10 days? Okay.
And every day on the outside was 7 for you on the inside.
Yeah, so let him know that. Just let him know. Put that back in your gearbox.
He is just like his mind, he's sitting there and you can tell like, he's like looking at you like he's still there, like as a creature, but in his just like thinking. Well then. Good look at the stadium. I will be there in attendance after I take a short nap.
Why don't you try to learn the knock spell and prepare it if you get a chance?
I'm not opening the door. I have no care for what he has, Newt. I mean, what are you expecting to find?
Get
Gith.
writings, artifacts, languages.
Oh yeah, I mean he probably he's always wrote those symbols out. Same symbols. I've seen him write it on napkins and papers and.
Maybe he has a way to read it.
I'm not even sure it's a Gith language. I think it's just symbolic, right?
Are you sure he's an elf? Maybe he's a Gith.
Maybe. You know, Gith and elves are closely related anyway. Actually, Giths are the elves of the Void Plane. Think about it.
Maybe you are Tau.
Maybe I am Tau? Nah, Tau sucks.
Just something Tau would say. Inside check.
Well, it's such a...
Sorry, inside.
Traps is like, wait a minute, I gotta figure this out now.
It's only 13.
Not hard to read.
Yeah.
Also, as he's walking away, I just holler about the flying cats and wanted to leave.
He goes, what? Wait!
Hey, gotta go!
If you want to know more, learn knock. See you later.
So, you guys, today seems to be in it. Are you going with them, Violet, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be an extremely active day within the community. As you guys are walking towards the stadium, the sounds of trumpets, drums, and lutes can be heard echoing throughout the streets and alleys that lead up to the ancient stonework of the stadium. Crowds gather around the betting stands and concessions while the sentinels keep a close eye on the monetary exchanges and suspicious patrons that are entering into the grand tunnels that lead to the bleachers and seats. A thundering voice may be heard. Greetings, competitors! Welcome to the stadium! Does the whole spiel, basically. The same spiel that you all initially heard when you first signed up. Just in case you've forgotten. Upon entering the weathered whitestone architectural phenomena, the breathtaking view of the statues surrounding the spires and the pedestals that make up the back wall of the stands, Central point contains the battlefield. People of all kinds move about the structure, all ages, races, statuses, classes. You see there's a gnome riding a pony with a chained grater making circles around the battlefield.
A dragon. Go back to
Little pony. Anyway,
Do we meet up with Helios?
yeah, I will say Helios meets you all at the stadium. We'll
Okay. As soon as we all get together, I'm gonna cast aid
say. Aid? Okay. So you'll receive
on me, Travis, and Helios.
Okay.
What does aid do?
You get 5. Each target's hit points maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration.
Alright. Allow me to show you the stadium.
I really wish this was like a team thing.
There's more advanced than just this one. But
Is there a team? I'm gonna find somebody and ask them. Is there like a team melee fighting competition?
Whoa.
Because that would be
seems some of my
the bee's knees. The bee's knees, if you would.
you see the stands.
That's wild.
Where'd you get that big of a thing?
You should go in fish tank.
Ah.
I like it. It worked out good for this. Alrighty. Okay, so this is like the streets where, this is like the streets where people, pass by and walk, and then this would be like the entrance to the stadium. The crowds kind of go up here into the stands. So if you're spectating, you would be up on top of these like little bleacher-styled areas. And then if you are a participant, of course, you will enter in through one of the doors and take your spot. Will you move that house to the edge corner? Just in case we need it. I don't think we will, but we may.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then you see there's a ton of people like gathering in and coming into the. We'll have all kinds of like spectators.
Thought you was going to put yourself on a house. The tall wall.
It is tall. Imagine it's not that tall.
Can't see
Rudy
shit.
my immersion.
Ooh, who made this? Can't see shit.
Does anybody see any kind of pattern over here? Because I don't.
I don't know if those were attacked or rumors of attack. It looks like they're just cutting right now.
I know everything's been near water. That's what I do know. Every town, like river, sea, the Devil's Spring.
Do we know
there's
who-
like a sea.
Who or why this Sahuagin attacked?
Garlands.
We assume Borg was involved, but what if Borg is like part of the Dukes?
Borg. So last night when I smacked you,
Yeah.
I was smacking an undead Borg.
All right, that's news.
He was
So, dude, Borg's a Duke.
saw him in my eyes. Maybe?
Well, Borg was writing letters to his mom.
No, it wasn't to his mom. It was to mother.
Who's mother?
That's what a mom means.
I assume it's Mother Guthrie.
Why would Borg write letters to your cousin?
First of all, we're in order, not a coven. Second of all, I don't know. That's why I want to go there.
Did Mother Guthrie reply? I don't remember this.
Yes.
What was their relationship?
I don't think you all knew that, though. It seemed like she had kind of hired him to find this book that I was also supposed to find. The Anchor.
Weird.
Oh, also, I don't think I've ever asked this. Have y'all found anything on Borg when I died? When he died?
What do you mean?
Any information?
Like
about
found
it?
on him, or like information about him?
Information, I
Did he have a sword?
I don't think so. He had that sword, but.
The sword that summons a demon?
That's what you bullcrap. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe it for a
I should've
second.
inside
All I had to
checked
do was cast a second level and remove curse spell, and it was fine. I don't believe that for a minute. I was too busy to insight checking. I wasn't really half listening to what he was saying.
It's too funny at the moment for me to think about it.
Yes, Mother Gutra did respond, but it was basically just asking about the book
Did they write like love you or anything?
with radiance. That's a common way that she signs letters.
It's kind of sexy, that's why I asked.
She's like 85.
So is Ray even worth following if her leaders are doing some shady crap?
Oh God.
Like, I'm not being a jerk. Like,
Here we go.
I don't know how I feel about
Ballad in this corner. Regardless, the stadium.
I'll remember that next time you die.
I'm just asking.
No, you didn't ask who brought your ass back to life.
Calling Master Craeloth Tala-Rane to this
You
corner.
got 5 extra hit points.
Appreciate that.
And so, like, these guys usher you in through
And you
the
heal those
door,
back,
put
like
you
if
in
you
this
take a
corner.
short rest or something. Sweet.
You will be facing across the way the dreaded mechanized beast created by the gnomes in the Broken Plains, bought and purchased by an individual named Ronius. Anyway, across the way you see a massive mechanical. That's just a Gorgon mini. Imagine that's fire coming out instead of green. But
Someone give him a tissue.
he's not as clean and looking as that. It's more like mechanical, like plates and pieces and gears and the very gnomish kind of Cogsdale style manufacturing system. You see like his ribs, like on the inside, there's like this ever-going fire system. It seems to be feeding everything, and it like breathes as it snorts, and flames whoosh, cover the ground.
Oh shit.
Let the stadium begin! Roll initiative. Oh God, you're going first. He rolled a natural.
Yeah, I got 17. 18.
Okay, well, you're up.
Alright.
I'm going to move 95 feet in one turn and smack him from 30 feet away.
15, 20, 25, 30. Now I'm going to use a bonus action, summon Echo.
This is one of those video games.
All
I
over.
would have to hit him smack in something. What's up?
Tigrex.
It's the
You gotta make it run
Slackjaw
into the wall.
Bandit.
Oh, man.
Slackjaw.
He can get 15 feet. Or no, I guess I'm 30 feet away. 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he's going to attack with the polearm.
The halberd.
With his reach.
Halberd, yes.
That bugbear reach.
Those bugbear feet and reach.
Natural 2 for a 10.
Miss. He hits him, and the armor just gleams off.
That's true.
He's gonna fall off that wall and straddle that bullet.
Alright,
Hey,
let's
there's
see.
old dude.
I'm gonna say this at this.
What the hell?
I'm saying
Dude just said,
his intelligence is very bad. So I'm gonna say disadvantage to see if he can discern.
the -2.
It's -4.
Oh, shit.
So he's got.
God, he got 2 intelligent?
Yeah. Well, he's
Can't even talk
he's
to
a
him.
mechanized beast. Like it's just driven. All right, so it's going to turn towards this because it doesn't understand. It's going to make an attack.
Okay.
Probably miss. He tries to gore it with his horns. You see him? Does a 11 hit?
No.
And the echo just kind of.
Doesn't hit the echo.
The Echo's got AC 17.
Oh, shoot.
All right,
I thought it
back
was
to you.
10.
Your turn.
That's hard. Okay. Slackjawed bandit. I'm gonna move 10, 15, 20 behind this boulder.
Okay.
How tall is this boulder?
That's about, 10 by 10. 10 by 10 by 10.
Okay. So I got 10 feet of movement. Could I get up that without using an action?
Yeah, I'll allow it. That's fine.
Hoist myself up. And then swing again through my echo.
It's a cool
Okay.
thing there. It looks like you're about to come flying off.
That's a 24 hit.
It's
But this thing's got a wild AC.
It's got health on a half.
That is 13 slashing damage.
Dang.
13 slashing.
And then I attack again, because I forgot I had double attack. After attack.
Come on, knock the rust off.
15 to hit.
Miss.
That's all I'll do.
Somewhere between 15 and 24.
Alright.
Cleric.
Let's see. Come on. He's gonna try to hit the echo again as he thinks that is exactly what's hurting him. Does a 22 hit.
Yep.
So he strikes the echo. And now he's kind of like understanding a little bit more. Not much.
As
but-
it hits the echo, its jaw spikes even further, like, oh shit.
He can't even complete the word because his jaw just vanishes. Back to you.
Alright, I'm going to use a bonus action to summon an echo! Right in front of him.
He's like,
woo! It's Humberth!
oh yeah, let's go, Hummy.
Hummy's going to attack. That's not going to hit. Hummy's going to attack again. That's definitely not going to hit.
Damn, Robert's dies.
I think they're both waiting to fail.
Travis has such bad luck.
I can't roll.
Alright. The bull's
My
like,
rolls have been 2, 8, 4, 2, 16, 14, 2, 1.
so bad. Alright, so the echo, and the bull's like,
Come on, Humber!
alright.
Dude takes off his little ascot. He's like,
The bull this time just rears back, and you see it just snort. In a 30-foot cone, needs you to make
the cone.
you and your echo need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Is it like a even if you save you take a damage point? Like you take
Yeah, you'll take half.
Okay, the echo.
Okay.
That's like
just
that's one
use it
different.
reminds me.
That's a 19.
Success. So taking half damage, you suffer. So the total was 19. So it'd be 9. Take 9 points of fire damage. And then he's going to move up to the rock and like put his front paws up on it like he's coming up.
Okay.
Your turn.
I'm gonna summon an echo. Where'd my dice go?
Every time you summon an echo, the crowd goes, oh, because they haven't seen a lot of that magic before.
Yeah, that's true. This is some weird stuff. I had a D4 and I lost it. So use that one. It's the Druid bandit.
The jury, you've seen all three this match.
He's gonna go right above his head,
Okay.
floating there, and he's gonna attack. That's a 20. That's 17 plus 8.
Hits.
I'll use the extra attack. No. I lost my dice.
Travis is like neither.
18.
18 points of damage?
No, 18 for the second hit.
Oh, miss. Just miss. Yeah, just miss. So that first one strikes, the second one, the bull kind of hits it with his horns to knock the halberd out of the way.
7 slashing for that first hit.
Okay, 7 slashing. Alright. He's starting to look a little hurt. I mean, not terrible, but showing some wear and tear. You're knocking some pieces of the plating off. Some of the whatever lubricant is helping him move is spilling out a little bit. Just various few things.
And I think that I'm gonna jump away.
Okay, he's gonna take an opportunity attack to hit you with his horns. Ooh, pretty good. 22.
Yep, hits.
Alright, so horn damage. You suffer 15 points of bludgeoning. As he just... You thought you were just going to jump away, and he kind of helps you by... hit you right in the lower back area, and you feel a couple pops. That was a mistake. It didn't feel exactly right. Alright. It's his turn. He kind of glances up and he sees he can't get up there to that.
Well, it's only 5 feet away. It's right on top of him, basically.
Oh, so it's within melee.
Yeah, between melee
Okay.
and just above him.
All right, let's see if he. He's definitely going to attack it. Let's see if he gets his breath back. He does, and he's just going to. Firing. And then he's like, and after the smoke kind of settles, he's gonna get back in your face. Here we go.
Crowd looks to the crowd, winks. I summoned an echo. That's the dreary-eyed bandit.
Dreary-eyed bandit's like, shit.
Right up against him. Dreary-eyed bandit's going to attack.
We need you to kill somebody else.
That is a 19 to hit.
Just hits.
Yes.
Armor class 19.
Extra attack. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, hits. Go ahead.
Finally. That's a 8 plus. Okay, so that's 13 damage on the first hit.
Okay. Smack.
And that is 8 damage on the second hit.
Smack.
Then I'm gonna action surge.
Oh yeah, going for the blow.
Yep. Actually, you know what? Before action surge, I'm gonna unleash incarnation for another hit. That's not
The dreary-eyed bandit glows a little bit and takes the halberd and smashes it on the ground.
clicks off. Action
The bull
surge.
hits it with the horns.
Okay. Attack. That's not gonna hit. It's 9 plus 8, 17.
Yeah, misses.
That's a 30-20.
Hits.
And then I'm gonna unleash incarnation one more time.
Same thing.
I was almost an extra 20. It's like a 22.
Hits. So 2 hits.
7 plus 5 is 12.
Ooh.
7 plus 5 is 12.
Oh, how you want to do this? He had 23. You did 24 points of damage.
So as the Dreary Bandit comes in on the first hit, and I can tell it's about to die, the Dreary Bandit goes in for a second hit, and then Craeloth also.
Just
Yeah.
and for some reason, for just a split second, the dreary-eyed bandit hits the bull up under the throat, and then pins the halberd, and the bull's just. And you see the oil and the fire and the lubricant. The fire fizzles out, and the crowd goes.
I want to try to holler. Is there a crystal in it? Take it.
I don't know if I'm allowed to loot.
You see a couple of the clerics run out, and they come to you like, "Are you okay, competitor?"
Yeah, it took a little damage, but.
They cast a heal on you.
Alright.
It's like everybody gets a freebie. Not bad. You get 11 points of health back.
Sweet.
And the announcer, using thaumaturgy clearly, you can hear him echo, "Craeloth Tala-Rane is the victor!"
Craeloth just gets like a primal bugbear yell, just.
And then he says, "Return tomorrow to see Craeloth in our first match against the bandit captain or the minotaur Helios. Next fight, we summon the archer from the Manola jungle versus a fleece-maned lion. Return after the intermission." God, through.
Ooh, you need some bomb turkey, don't you?
Needing water.
How long was that fight?
Oh, just a matter of minutes.
I'm gonna start working on the stone. I don't know how long we're sitting here, but I'm gonna start working on the stone.
Fights generally, I mean, you think 6 seconds a round, so I mean, that fight probably didn't even last 1 minute total. It was just like. Did he beat you up decent, or was it
I went from 65 to 47.
after the 11 health? I had it back.
Yeah. Well, that's before I added the health back. Yeah. I'm at 57 now.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just curious.
46. Yeah. That hit where I jumped away was the biggest hit.
That was a big hit.
You horned me right up the bugbear hole.
The tournament's designed to get harder as it goes, so I was hoping, just from a DM point of view, that the encounter was decent.
That was a good first.
Yeah. Because also I had to take into account this is probably not the only thing you're going to be doing in that day. So I was like, this is basically going to be one encounter for Craeloth, but then he's going to have other ones as it goes on. So I had to try and balance it. Cool deal. That's why I put the clerics in there too, to give you a freebie.
If I'm just like going back to somewhere where I can take a short rest, I'll do that.
Yeah, depending on what you guys want to do. I assume. Where did Hunter go? Use the bathroom?
Yeah.
He's coming back.
Oh, I rolled D10 for hit die and I got 10.
So we'll say you rejoin your compatriots up in the stands, and you guys kind of watch the next match that's occurring. You see this elven archer look extremely similar to those that you fought in Cogsdale that were trying to steal some of the mining information from some of the gnomish organizations there. And then apart from him, you see these couple of drow guys wearing heavily covered so the sun doesn't get them, but they're pulling on chains, this big lion, trying to pull it into the corner and getting it all set up. And then the announcer chimes back in this corner we have the archer from the Manola Wale jungle, and on this side we have the fleece mane lion and its beautiful coat. Anyway, so that commences. You all are back in the stands.
Yeah, that short rest took me back to full with the aid and everything.
Okay.
I'm still working on the stone.
Okay. So another 30 minutes at least, or hour.
Yeah. Jurad bandit and me attacked at the same time. Help.
Good shit,
Hummer missed both his attacks and then got hit by fire.
Per use for old homie.
He's getting a little old.
Hummer doesn't seem very reliable. Everybody
almost
thinks he's alive, but he's really dead.
It's almost like a dice roll. So yeah, I'm after I rest, I'll rejoin everybody. That's it for me today. Old Tio's got to fight.
Voltio?
I mean, Doodles has got to fight. So.
Doodles. Manuel.
Yeah.
Praise to you.
Helios has got to fight.
His fight's not until a little bit later because he's the 6th seed. So.
When do I fight against?
You.
Oh shit, the tiefling paladin coming out.
A bad.
He just dropped all shit.
So they have it set up on 30-minute things. So Violet, you would be before Helios, but it doesn't come for about another 4 hours.
4 hours?
32 people.
I didn't know if I was in the competition.
Yeah, I got forced to sign up, but...
Is there anything we can do to kind of...
So you got, he just short rested for an hour, and he was working on stones for an hour. So was there anything you wanted to do for an hour?
I'm going to read my book some more.
Okay. You're reading the Deity book or the Dyron Duke's book?
Let me read. So there's multiple deities in this book.
Yeah.
I want to look at and see if Soon. Read some information about Soon.
Okay. You kind of find out similar info that you did for Corellin. Let's roll an intelligence check to see how much you can pick up on.
Got me.
Okay.
15. Looks like we're at about 20. 20.
Pretty good.
Dirty 20.
So soon, you gather, of course, daughter of Craeloth. She's the goddess of beauty. Her godly mate is Tyr, who is the god of justice.
I knew that.
And their children, between Soon and Tyr, are Kelenvor.
I know it's Kelenvor, Rhea, I don't know the first one.
That's it. Okay. Rhea, of course, is the goddess of redemption.
Hold on just a second.
Kelenvor is the god of death.
Ooh, Kelenvor's the god of death.
Roll a history check. Third.
A what?
You heard from Berto?
History check.
12.
Something sticks out to you that doesn't seem exactly right. It seems another god also lays claim to the realm of death. And as you're flipping through that book, you scan through and you find that a god named Cyric
Cyric, C-Y-R-I-C.
is laying claim to be the god of death. Okay. Alright. So there's 1 hour. So you got about 3 hours-ish before Violet's slated battle. Anything you want to do in the meantime?
I'm just gonna keep working on stuff.
Okay.
Is there anything we can do to assist you? Help you prep? You want to run some drills?
I mean,
You want to do some stretches?
it'd be hard to stretch with armor.
You put 8 on yourself, bro.
Yeah, me, you, and Helios have 8.
You need any
I'm
weapons?
gonna take. Oh, I was about to say the rapier that had Cole fix. I'm gonna take it and use it instead of the mace.
Okay. You get the rapier from Cole, and he's got it fixed up for you, back in working order.
Violet, do you want to use this javelin? Some long range. Can you use this?
Long range. Is it just a regular javelin?
Yeah, just 30 foot.
I
20
got
foot.
magic.
Well, just in case you don't want to, I mean, I know your magic's kind of limited, but I don't know how that works. Now, if you wanted to hit from a distance, we need to.
I've got some stuff that doesn't take much out of me. It probably would be just as effective.
Okay. Good deal.
What's our run time up here?
151.
Okay. So as you all prepare the next few hours, waiting on the announcer to call Violet and her opponent's name for round 1. 3 hours passes, so Newt, you can add that time to your creation of your transmuter stone. Anything you want to do during this time besides?
Is this Mr. Tumnus if he was on drugs?
Yeah.
Who?
He was real bad.
Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Tumnus.
You, Chronicles of Narnia.
The fawn guy?
Oh! I've only watched like the first Chronicles of Narnia.
He's in
The one that was in the
It was in elementary school.
Oh, okay.
Whenever it first came out.
Okay.
And that was like the go-to movie for like when it's raining outside and it's
Yeah.
playtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chronicles of Narnia. I mean, if I got more time, I would like to go through the Duke's book and see if I can find any names of any gods.
Okay.
Maybe Cyric or
Yeah, okay.
anything like that.
Roll. Like you're going to spend quite a bit of time until you get ready to go fight to do this.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so just roll a intelligence check.
That's true.
got me.
Probably need it.
Yeah, I probably do. I probably do.
No,
Keep
not
right here,
so.
kitchen.
Intelligence. 14.
Okay. One name sticks out in the entirety of the book. Like, as you're scanning through the entirety of all of it, one god is mentioned. And it's Craeloth. And that's where we'll end this episode.
Huh?